The cockpit of the 41DS is really one of its key features. Much like with the rest of our deck salons, the boat is set up to live in the cockpit. This is where you spend 80% of your time. So here you can see we have a very nice forward lounging area where we can sit with our back against the coach roof to see out everywhere, to be protected from the wind. Pockets here in the spray hood allow you to keep your small belongings and books and so forth when you're there. It's a very nice protected zone. Very long cockpit seats allow you to fully stretch out, to lay down, to have plenty of people here in the cockpit. Big cockpit table in the middle with fold-up leaves that allow you to be 4 to 6 people around the table. And of course, at the back end of the cockpit, we have our working or play zone where we have all of the sheets and everything led back aft. So all of the sail handling can be done by the people at the helm, leaving the rest of the boat fairly open for lounging and relaxing. Here at the cockpit table, this is an optional cockpit table in teak, which has fold-up leaves, so plenty of room around the table for people. We have cup holders here. We have a bottle holder in the middle. We have a removable lamp here, which is great for creating a little bit of ambience when you're having dinner in the evening. The lamp is then can be removed for sailing, stowed down below. The other thing that's very well integrated into the cockpit table, and this is more and more appreciated by all navigation, is the use of the GPS screen. Here we're using the new E-Series GPS screen, which is a hybrid touch system, meaning that you have both the touch screen and the controls. And this is a pod that can be pivoted in any direction to be the most viewable from either helm or from anybody who might be navigating on board. There's also plenty of storage in the cockpit. We have 2 big cockpit lockers, one on either side. You can see plenty of room for all of your gear, code 0, sheets, lines, fenders, and so forth. So we have an identical one to port. And then aft, we have 2 special lockers. One is a very deep locker. This deep locker here is great for fenders, gaff, all those types of equipment that are long, that need a good spot. And of course, we have on the transom a special locker that is a wet locker for things like scuba gear, buckets, things like this that can remain wet. In terms of sail handling, as I said before, everything is brought back to the helm, so we have a twin helm design. You can see here at each helm you have a winch coming back with your main sheet comes back to either side, a German sheeting type arrangement. Your jib sheet comes back, of course, to each side. All of that right to the winch here, which can be electrified. When we do electric winches on the boat, we use the Harken rewind technology, so it allows you to use it as a 2-speed winch or as a winch to sheet in and sheet out on any of the sheets. So very simple to use. And of course, all of those tailings go into a special compartment here, and that special compartment keeps all of your lines neat and tidy, keeps the cockpit neat and tidy. It's also where we put the shore power connection, and also the diesel and water fills are found underneath these seats at the back. So it keeps the cockpit very clean. Even when you're sailing, you can keep everything right up out of the way. At the front end of the cockpit, we have most of our lines coming back to our port coach roof winch. And this winch here handles all of your halyards and so forth. Now remember that because the halyards on this boat, the standard boat is equipped with a furling main and a furling Jeanneau, that there's not a lot of use of the halyards. You don't have to use them all the time. So everything here can be kept nice and tidy. We put all of that down here underneath. There's a small step here where we have a compartment below the door, and so you can put all your halyards and other lines that are down there. We do have an optional roof winch to starboard as well, so if you want to have either spinnaker type gear or the classic mast, we recommend this winch. Otherwise, you can use just the single coach roof winch to deal with your furling sails. And again, that winch on the coach roof to port can be made into an electric winch. Also here in the companionway, we have a very nice feature of a boat of this size, which is to have the pull up and pull down sliding companionway hatch, which means that you don't have to stow the hatch anywhere. It's always there ready to go. It's got a locking system on it. It can be set at a couple of different heights, so you can set it at an intermediate height for ventilating the cabin, and all the way down, which gives you a nice, very easy step into the interior of the boat. Out on the deck of the 41DS, you can see that we've worked on a lot of different points. One is, of course, ergonomics. The other one is to have the space. There's, of course, a styling component also to the deck, as well as a lot of different functions that we can integrate in. The things to keep in mind are the different types of sail plans that we can use. So we can use the standard sail, which is 106% Jeanneau, or the self-tacker. We'll see it on this boat. We have both tracks available. The lines are all led back under the ocean covers and under what we call the eyebrows that are over the windows, which means that the deck is very clear and very uncluttered when moving about, and that's a very important safety feature. We have, of course, forward in our forward cabin, our special curved flush hatch. All the hatches on the boat are flush, which means again that the boat not only has a very nice flush, stylish look to the boat, but also very safe when you move around on deck. You can see our very big foredeck area, which allows very easy access to anchoring systems. We have a big deep anchor locker with a very powerful windlass in there, along with double anchor rollers. The side decks remain very, very wide. You wouldn't imagine that on a boat like this with such interior volume, but here you have very easy passage forward. Another key point are the inboard shrouds, because those inboard shrouds mean that you have a rig that is very well supported, as well as a very easy access forward, as opposed to on many models you see to have the shrouds outboard, which then cut the passage forward. So that's a very key point as you circulate through. It's a place for you to hang on to, as well as an easy passage forward. Through the rest of the deck, you'll see a lot of hatches, a lot of passive ventilation as well as active ventilation with opening hatches, and that creates the feeling down below of all of that light and ventilation that we saw earlier.